Welcome to Crack a Pack. My name is Andrew. Today we're cracking open The Brothers' War. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is a Power Stone token. Then we have a Plains for a land. Our Retro Frame artifact is a Chromatic Lantern, which for 3 is an artifact that reads, lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and Chromatic Lantern can tap to add 1 mana of any color. This is a pretty good 3 mana rock. It can tap for mana, and it gives you a pretty good upside as well, in that all lands you control can tap for any color of mana. So even if you have a Maze of Ith, which normally doesn't tap for mana, that could now tap for a colored mana. Or if you have a Wastelands, which can only tap for colorless, it can now tap for colored. So, I mean, really, this is a pretty good 3 mana rock. I'm happy to have it. I know it's not the flashiest, but it certainly can have a huge impact just by making it so that every land is now viable for mana, and it doesn't have to just be utility. But they can still have that flexibility and be utility. This is kind of this lets every land be the best of both worlds. If you can get this out early and then have a lot of utility lands in your deck, you aren't going to suffer from not having enough mana sources as long as it's on the battlefield. Then we have Autonomous Assembler, which for 5 is a 4/5 artifact creature with a prototype cost of 1 and white. That lets it be a 2/2. And regardless of the 1 and white or the 5, it is a vigilance creature with 1 and tap to put a +1/+1 counter on target assembly worker you control. So this, I think we've talked about this card before. It might have been in a Retro Frame artifact. But this, no, definitely not. This is, since this has a prototype. I think this is decent. Certainly can support it. I mean, one, it supports itself since it is an assembly worker. And this probably works better in non-singleton formats where you potentially have, 3 or 4 copies of your assembly workers instead of singleton, because I think there's only like 8 or 9 assembly worker creatures. So it'd be a little hard to do assembly worker tribal in Commander, but you certainly could throw something together in Standard or Pioneer with it. And this would be good support for that. I don't know how good of a tribe assembly workers are right now, though, and since they are only just, as of this set, really able to be a tribe, because there was like 6 assembly workers or something like that added in this set, so there's only a handful before. So I don't know. Like, it's certainly good to support that tribe, but beyond that, this really wouldn't have a place, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Would Autonomous Assembler, work outside of assembly worker tribal? It seems like it would be a very expensive self-pump creature, basically. Sure, for the prototype cost, it would be 2 mana, 2/2 with vigilance. Actually, okay, so that would feel pretty good. 5 mana for a 4/5 with vigilance would fall flat, but the prototype cost would be a lot better. Yeah, I'm coming around to this a little bit more if you look at just its prototype cost, if you completely ignore its normal casting cost. 2 mana, 2/2 with vigilance that can, at the very least, put a +1/+1 counter on itself if there are no other assembly workers. Yeah, this could actually be a decent creature to have around as a blocker, or, I mean, doing double duty attacking and blocking since it is vigilant. So already in just talking this out, I'm coming around on this as long as it's only for the prototype cost. For the full casting cost, this is a dud, but for prototype, I like it. Next we have Mishra's Research Desk. Then Audacity, Obliterating Bolt, Machine Over Matter, Conscripted Infantry, Koilos Rock, Mishra's Domination, Gix's Caress, Power Plant Worker, Military Discipline, Disfigure, and Blanchwood Prowler to round out the pack. And that's all for today. Thanks for cracking along with me. Be sure to check back tomorrow to crack open another pack.